This is a video presenting our work titled Tactile-Filter, Interactive Tactile Perception for Part Mating. Humans rely on tactile sensing for auto manipulation tasks while interacting with their environment. For example, we can identify an HDMI port at the back of a monitor screen by just touching, or we can find mating parts from many candidates for peg insertion tasks without any visual input, but by just touching. With this motivation, we present an interactive perception method that enables robots to perform part mating tasks by only using a vision-based tactile sensor. So we consider a problem of multi-object assembly, like these peg insertion tasks, without any prior knowledge of which objects fit together, and just from a vision-based tactile sensor. We have some assumptions to solve the tasks. First, the possible number of pegs is fixed and known. Second, the last locations of the target hole is known so that the robot can establish initial contact with the target hole. And finally, the robot can collect a dense set of tactile images for all the candidate pegs prior to experiments. With these assumptions, we investigate the questions of how we can estimate the corresponding mating part and its pose just through touching. To solve the problem, we propose Tactile-Filter, which consists of two parts, offline data collections and online inference. First, we collect a set of tactile images for the given pegs prior to experiments. Then we do the online inference with the following three steps. The first step is to initialize hypotheses by using the first touch. The robot can observe the first whole image by interactions, and we use this image and all corrected peg images to generate similarity scores by using the part mating model, which is trained to predict the correspondence between parts that fit together. Then, utilizing the similarity scores as likelihood, we generate initial hypotheses in the form of particles as shown in this contour map. Since the first touch captured a line segment of the whole, which can potentially fit to a lot of parts of the given pegs, the belief map has many regions that show high scores, meaning the first prediction is ambiguous. In the second step, we infer an optimal action that maximally disambiguates the current hypothesis. To do that, we sample the most probable particle ester, apply possible action to the sampled particle, and get the peg images using the previously corrected dataset. We do the same procedure to all the other particles to obtain images after applying actions, and then calculate the likelihood by measuring the distance between the peg images of the sampled particles and the other particles, and select an action that maximizes the likelihood, resulting in the most distinctive actions. Finally, we apply the inferred action to the real robot and observe the next whole image, and again calculate the likelihood using the part mating models and update the hypothesis by resampling the particles. From the updated belief map, you can see that only the first interaction point has a high likelihood, meaning the model successfully localizes the pose and predicts the category of the target hole. So with this online inference, the proposed method can incrementally reduce uncertainty and predict the correct categories and pose of the target object. Next, I'm going to explain how to train the part mating model. The part mating model takes a pair of peg and hole image and is trained to output a high score only when the corresponding peg and hole image is inputted. For example, in this case, the letter of A. This model is trained by using a contrastive learning framework, learning to maximize similarity scores for the correct pairs. To collect the training data for the model, we design a maze board that features various shapes so that the model can generalize the diverse shape of objects. This board was designed so that any arbitrary contact patch for a hole sampled from the upper half board has a corresponding mating part for peg in the lower half, as you can see from the zoomed images. So using the real robot, we collect data for training the part mating models by sampling several different locations and orientations from a high-resolution grid on the maze board. So this way, we expect the trained model generates arbitrary pairs of peg and hole images that have various shapes. Next, we show the quantitative results of our method evaluated on 2 alphabet boards. We evaluated the classification performance among several different categories, as well as localization performance using 2 different alphabet boards. The first one, which we call small ceiling, contains 24 characters that fit in a single touch, meaning the size of an object is smaller than the sensor size. We add displacement shown in the table as dx dy d theta to make the situations where only partial observations of the object will be obtained through the first touch. The second setting is large setting, containing 12 characters, but the sizes are much larger than the sensor size, and thus it will be more difficult to estimate the categories and pose of the target hole. This slide shows the results. The table shows a method outperforms baselines that only use single touch, and from the right figure, we can see the performance improves by interactions. Also, a method achieves sub-millimeter accuracy in localizing the position of the hole, indicating the method can be used for a precise peg insertion task. We've done more quantitative results on industrial connectors and aberration studies on different action selection strategies, which are shown in the paper. Next, I'm going to show how proposed tactile filter works in a real multi-object assembly situations. The task is to identify the correct peg that fits into a given hole, which has a shape of the alphabet MRTF using the proposed method. During the first touch, the method initializes its belief. In this case, the initial touch location is the bottom left of the letter M, and the touched part is a line segment, so it matches to many parts of the possible pegs and results in the initial belief map having many lighter color regions. That means the algorithm is not confident. Then the algorithm generates an action that maximally reduces uncertainty and applies it to the real robot and obtains the whole image of the top right part of the letter M. With the obtained whole image, the algorithm updates its belief and we can see the uncertainty is reduced, meaning the algorithm is more confident about the categories and pose of the hole. The third interaction further reduces uncertainty, and from the contour map, we can see that only the ground truth category and location is highlighted. We do the same procedure for the whole of the letter L. You can see the uncertainty reduces through interactions. And as seen in the table I explained earlier, our method enables to localize the target hole within sub-millimeter accuracies. Therefore, the proposed algorithm enables us to do a tight insertion task after estimating the categories and pose of the target hole. So this is a movie doing peg insertion using the estimated object's pose and its categories. You can see the robot successfully inserts the pegs only from a tactile-based vision sensor. This concludes our presentations. Thank you for watching.